All right, we are back with Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited with HUDs 601 and commentary by Mindez. So take it away, HUDs.
Thank you very, very much, Gambit. And yes, welcome back, everyone. We are going to be running Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited. First off, a little bit of a word on what Sonic 3 Era actually is. So if you're not aware what this game actually is, it's a fan-made remaster of the original Sonic 3 and Knuckles for the Sega Genesis, or if you're this side of the Atlantic, the Sega Mega Drive. It's got loads of quality of life updates, such as widescreen support, as you can see right now. We've got loads of bug fixes in it. We've got new features such as the drop dash from Sonic Mania, the peel out from Sonic CD. We've got Tails Flight Assist from Mania as well. We've got in-game menuing, cutscene skips, loads of stuff. We're going to use all of this to our advantage during the run to get that time down as much as possible. But yes, as has been said, joining me today is a fellow Brit, the unofficial head of stats for the Sonic Speedrun community, and just an all-round really valid person. Mindez, welcome along, and thank you for doing commentary.
I'll take the title head of stats. That's a nice title.
It's a great title, isn't it? So, you may tell that the music's a little bit different to what you might expect. I've put on a music mod. One of the nice things about this game is we can add music mods. So, we've got a lovely music mod pack here made by, I made it myself from music by an artist called Longest Solo Ever, Dean DeMarzo. He's actually on Twitch under Longest Solo Ever and on YouTube. So, if you like what you're going to hear throughout this run, maybe consider dropping him a follow as well. And I just want to say an extra thanks to him for allowing me to use his music during my runs and during this marathon. So, without further ado, everything's ready for me in terms of my settings. Everything's ready in terms of the game. Mindez, are you ready?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Gambit, are you ready?
I'm ready just to count us down.
Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to start off, as always, in Angel Island 1. This one is completely glitchless for us. We're going to try and take the top route here. So I'm going to come up to the top, grab the speed shoes, try and land on this spring. Lovely. And to continue along the top route, grabbing a fire shield along the way. Slightly missing the jump there. It's not too much of a problem. We don't lose too much time if we fall down at that bit. And all the way up into the first cutscene already.
Yeah, the main reason we want that fire shield is to make the boss at the end of this stage easier, and also make the second half of the act a bit easier, a bit faster, because the fire shield lets you do a bit of a dash.
So continuing on through the level, just using the fire shield to help speed us up at certain bits, avoiding that little bad nick there. Skip the loop, up to the top, and already within 45 seconds into the first boss area.
Yeah, typically it's a good time for the first levels around about 50 seconds, so it's a pretty good start to a run.
And as is tradition, we've just crushed Tails under the monitor as well.
Why do you do this?
Because it's fun. So we're going to have zombie Tails for Act 2. Tails is going to basically not appear, and if he ever does, he's going to be a zombie. So bye-bye Tails for Act 2. We're going to continue on, avoiding going into that big ring and just trying to traverse the level. Now, one of the things you would have seen at the end of Act 1 as well is that we can also skip the time bonus in this game. So the original game, we time with something what's known as RTA minus TB. Do you want to just explain what RTA minus TB is, Mindez, and why we don't need to use it here?
Yeah, so usually in Sonic games, the faster you go, the longer you have to wait on the result screen because of time bonus. So if you're like under a minute, I think it takes like an extra 6 or so seconds to actually count down. So usually what we do in like classic Sonics is we'd like time the run, RTA, but then deduct the time it takes in total for all the time bonuses across the run, just to kind of like even it out. Because otherwise, like, a lot of the levels come in just before a time bonus upgrade, so you can actually like wait at the end and you get a slightly faster RTA time.
It would effectively incentivize runners to go slower to go faster, so we don't do that. But as you can see, Tails has rejoined us, but he is unfortunately a zombie, so we're going to say goodbye to him again in just a second when we get into the boss area here.
Yeah, Tails actually changes a lot of the levels in this run. This is not one of them, which is why it's safe to just kill him at the start of this run and not have him affect anything. But for some of the later levels, we're going to be using it to set up glitches. And Tails management is a surprisingly large part of this run, actually.
So first instance of menuing there. We can skip the cutscenes because we have an in-game menu. We can literally just pause the game, exit the game, and then go back into it. The game actually ticks over to the next act after you finish the time bonus count for Act 2. So as soon as that time bonus goes ka-ching, we can just immediately exit and come back into the next game.
Yeah, and so we're in the next stage here. This is probably the time to mention one of the bug fixes that's been fixed in Sonic 3 Air is the concept of level wrapping. So for a lot of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the classic version, the optimal strat is typically to go off the left side of the screen using a glitch and wrap around to the right side of the screen and just end up immediately in the boss arena. And one of the great things about Sonic 3 Air is that you can't do this. So you need to run a lot of levels, legitimately, which kind of gives a lot more scope for more varied run.
Yeah, it's often said this game is more broken than the original. Now, I'm going to be trying for an incredibly hard trick, so I'm just going to concentrate a second. And if we get it, we'll explain after what it is that's just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So, as you just saw, the title card just said Hydro Act 2, but this is very much Act 1. Mindez, do you want to just explain to everyone while I run this again exactly what's just happened?
Absolutely. So this is a glitch that was discovered just before the new year by 3 Autistical, where if you actually reset Act on a very specific frame after the end result screen, the game thinks you're in Act 2, but your actual respawn location is still in Act 1. So if you restart Act, the game thinks you're in Act 2, but you're actually in Act 1. So that means you get to replay Act 1. Once you kill the boss, the game thinks you've beaten the Act 2 boss, so thinks that you've, beaten the zone, and then saves the fact that you finished that, and you can move on to the next zone. We're going to use this 3 times during the run, I believe, because sometimes Act 1 is just faster than Act 2. And this is one of the stages where it's actually beneficial.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be going for it for 4 levels. So, Hydrosity, Carnival Knight, Death Egg definitely saves time to run Act 1 again instead of running Act 2. Sandopolis is one where it's a little bit iffy if you're good at Sando 2, but for me, I definitely prefer to run Sando 1 twice. So, out of Hydrosity now, having completed Act 2, in inverted quotes, and now we're going to go into Marble Garden. This is where we're going to see our first major glitch of the run, where we're actually going to skip an entire level, but properly, I suppose, in some ways. So I'm just going to take a very specific route right now. The idea is I need to go and get a couple of things. The first off is a fire shield, which I'm going to collect here, and I need to look after this. We're going to do a quick glitch down the bottom. I'm going to spin dash on top of this blue spinning top, and in doing so, it's going to deload the kill plane of this mud pit, so I can just fall straight through. Grab the speed shoes, because that's going to help me with some timing in just a second. And I want to go to the left-hand side of this loop. And what I'm now going to do is get Tails to break the bottom platform here while I'm stood on top. And we're going to enable a glitch which is known as Slope Glitch. And Mindez, I'll let you take it from here and explain what's happening now.
Oh boy. So yeah, you're going to see some crazy stuff now, because basically Slope Glitch lets us keep the angle of a slope even as you run into a wall. And then the wall tries to push you out, but it pushes you out in the opposite direction from what you are pressing. So if you press left, it pushes you very quickly to the right. And that's what we're seeing here. And then a bunch of this stuff happens, and
oh look, it's the Act 2 boss.
Suddenly we're on the Act 2 boss, and that just happened. It's the game working exactly as intended. Don't worry about it.
All as intended. So there are components of Act 2, namely the Act 2 boss, that exist within Act 1 of Marble Garden. So if we're able to get into that area, it triggers the Act 2 boss. Now, there's certain conditions within the game that determine whether or not a level is complete. One of them is hitting this capsule. In terms of Marble Garden, for the Act 2 boss, you also need to be grabbing onto Tails, and you can see in doing so, we've completed Act 1. But defeating that boss also triggers the sunset cutscene, and that is the trigger to go into Carnival Knight, and thus we've just skipped Marble Garden Act 2, and we are now in Carnival Knight Act 1. So Act 1 is run entirely glitchless. It's a relatively quick level, and this is another one I'm going to be going for FPR on the frame perfect reset at the end, because it is much quicker to run Act 1 than it is Act 2.
Absolutely, and Act 2 is also one of the stages that has a bit of a glitch that can go a little bit wrong.
It could be a bit tricky.
Hopefully we will see Act 1 twice here.
So taking the top route here with Sonic to skip most of the level and just down into the boss arena within 40 seconds. Yeah, 39 into here, that's relatively good. And then what I'm going to do is look down to manipulate the screen. The actual spinner on the boss here can only work within the screen's area. So what I'm trying to do is just manipulate it a little bit to kind of keep it where I want it to be. Although I just missed one of the hits, that's fine. So I'm going to look up here, extend its hitbox up. Just get that fourth one, so yeah. And now I'm going to look down, because when the checkpoint comes onto screen, if I look down, the screen's a little bit further down. It just shaves off half a second as well. Us speedrunners always trying to look for that little time save where we can. So we're going to try and go for FPR here again, and we'll see what we get.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get out one again.
Ah, missed the second pause. That's okay. So we're going to end up doing Carnival Knight Act 2. So we got 2 glitches here as a bit of a backup. So the first one is known as barrel clip. I need to grab this bubble shield, head up to the top, avoid these bumpers. And I'm going to use the momentum of the barrel coming at me and the bubble shield pushing me down to clip into this wall on the right and try and avoid speedrunner jail if I can.
Yeah, there are very specific...
Does happen.
Unfortunately, that is a soft lock. There are certain pixels or certain speeds. I don't think anybody fully understands how it works yet, still. Where you can just get stuck in the wall in a little small cell and not be able to make it out again.
Yeah,
Fortunately, this is very close to the beginning of the level, so it's not too costly to retry it, but obviously we don't want to get stuck in there too many times. Perfect.
First try.
Always first try.
Always first try. So that's the first one. Then we're now going to immediately do something known as partner clip. So I'm going to use tails in order to actually clip me into the wall here. I've gone a little bit early on the lookup, so... Oh, I timed that wrong.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, we got to do barrel clip again. My bad.
Oh, well. Yeah, so that can also happen, where the wall just kind of crushes you. Walls have a weird relationship with Sonic. That means there's a reason that we just say that walls and floors are just suggestions, but sometimes they are very aggressive suggestions.
Aggressive is definitely the right word there for suggestions.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, speedrunner Joe. We'll give this 2 more goes, and if I still fail it, then we'll just run the rest of the level glitchless just to get through Carnival Night, because it can be a little bit trolly, this particular glitch. Like I said,
barrel clip is really nice to get, but I think it only saves about 20 seconds or so compared with doing the glitchless route.
Pretty much. The only problem is that you have to do barrel clip in order to then be able to do the partner clip afterwards, so... Oh, no. We'll give it one more go. One more go.
One more go, I believe. But unfortunately, this is a run with some glitches that can just be a little bit painful, shall we say?
Yeah.
I think this is the first one.
Getting trolled by the bumpers now as well. Yeah. Let's try for again. Come on. This time. Looks good. Is good. Nice. Right, let's do partner clip properly this time, Hudge. You know the timing for this. Don't screw it up. Right. Tails goes up. Keep him there. Look up. There we go. Right. Partner clip. So what we've just done is use the barrel to clip us into the wall and then fall through the level into Knuckles' area, which is much, much faster than doing Sonic's route.
Yeah.
So, the way that the partner clip works, if we quickly explain, you're going to see it a couple of times in this run. The next one will be at Flying Battery. Effectively, every object in the game has a collision box. That is to say that if it's on screen and you try and run into it, it will try and push you out from it because you can't run into solid objects. For those sprite-based objects like that barrel, the collision box only exists when it's actually on screen. So what I was doing there was looking up to kind of move the barrel off screen. The barrel still exists and is going around its cycle, but its collision box stops existing while it's not there. By jumping onto Tails during flight assist, it locks the screen in that upwards position. And that means I can get Tails to drop me onto it, and suddenly I'm inside the barrel when it comes back on screen and the barrel pushes me into the wall. We're at the snowboarding section, so Gambit, you got around about 25 seconds here if you want to deliver us any messages.
Sure, I actually do have 2 donations that have come in. A $10 donation from Race Pro UK with no comment. And $5 from our previous runner, Arcania CQ, says, "Hello, HUDs. Good luck on your run and stay awesome. Also, call-in pack is best pack."
Thank you very much, Arcania, and GG's on your awesome run of Robo Blast 2. And thank you, Race Pro, as well. It's lovely to hear from you. So, yeah, we're now going through Ice Cap. We're going to get Slope Glitch again. So, Mindez, I'll hand over to you for this one.
Yep, so we're going to set up Slope Glitch again by standing on the door here as it gets destroyed right there. That's going to let HUDs use Slope Glitch on this particular slope to just kind of fall through the entire level very, very quickly. We're going to see the screen wraps like repeatedly and just keep going up and down. He's going to jump out of it just past that that little section there, and that's going to get him to the boss. He actually got into Knuckles' boss area.
Yeah. So we just need to defeat the boss. We're on Knuckles' boss area, so the boss actually comes a little bit lower for us, but we don't need to because we're going to use Tails to get the 6 quick hits on it. So yeah, that slope glitch just allowing us to manipulate Sonic's physics to effectively run through walls and just skip the whole level.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. A lot of these, especially the really fancy looking ones, are ones that you have to practice so much. But once you get them, they look so impressive.
Okay, so going to grab the lightning shield. You would have seen me just restart the level once I got into Act 2. That was to get out of Knuckles' area and to have the game put me back into Sonic's start of the level. Because Sonic's Ice Cap 2 is much quicker. This one is done glitchless. And I'll be honest, it's one of my favourites to do because the level just flows so lovely. Taking the top path as always. In most Sonic games, certainly Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the top path is often the fastest. The game will reward you for staying up the top, essentially.
Yeah, this is one of the weird ones where you have to kind of like alternate. So you don't always want to be on the absolute top path, but you know, it's a certain route you have to memorize. So I'm going to come down here. So coming up to the very endless section now. I'm going to try and jump in between these 2 platforms here. Very close to getting crushed there, but very nicely handled. And onto the boss. Keeping the lightning shield from the very beginning of the stage, and that's going to let him just kind of get up here and get the quick kill on the boss.
Beautiful. So going into Launch Base 1 now, there's another frame perfect trick in Launch Base 1 that we can use to enable Slope Glitch again. So just going to exit once more to skip the cutscene, go back in, Launch Base 1, here we go. And Mindez, once again, I'm going to hand over to you for this while I concentrate.
Absolutely. So this is yet another Slope Glitch section where we're just basically going to run through the entire level. You're going to use this elevator to set it up. So if you enter an elevator on a certain frame, the elevator just spits you out as soon as it arrives. But if you jump out on that, if you actually press the jump button exactly on that frame, you get into this slope glitch state. And in that slope glitch state, we'll be able to use one of the slopes up here.
Ooh.
Nope, not quite.
One frame
it
late,
is frame perfect. So
yeah.
Again, this is the second of the glitches that can really mess up a run, and getting all these glitches first time is the absolute grail of a run. So let's see if we can get it here third time.
That's better.
There we go. You can tell if Sonic's in the state by whether he teeters when just standing on the ground. He gets flat with Tails and gonna jump down. That's gonna give him enough vertical momentum to get into the floor down here on this slope, and then gonna very carefully control his speed throughout the rest of the level by tapping left at a very certain rate. Because if you go too fast, you start to drop, and if you drop too far, then you then you hit the kill plane at the bottom of the level. This is fine. So this is now Knuckles' boss area, and the reason that's important is because Knuckles has to fight 2 of these, whereas Sonic only has to fight 1. When you kill one of them, it realizes that you've beaten Act 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the other one alive through the level transition and kill it at the very beginning, and that's going to then realize, oh, you're in Act 2 and you've killed a boss, that means you must have just finished Act 2. There's Tails rip.
So just manipulating the boss just so that it doesn't kill me at the start of Act 2. I need the arm swing to start at a very particular time. So it should be good here, lovely. So yeah, we've killed the second boss. Obviously we're underwater at the moment, we're definitely not supposed to be here. But you just heard the checkpoint come down in the background, and there's the peacock. The run is now validated.
That's an absolutely required glitch to continue with the run.
So into Mushroom Hill. Mushroom Hill does have a glitch at the end of this level. I personally don't use it. It's incredibly difficult to pull off. Overrunning Mushroom Hill 1 and 2 glitchless. It saves around about 15 to 20 seconds, but as I said, it requires absolute perfect execution, which is, I'll be honest, very, very difficult. Very few runners can do it. So, yeah, I just opt to run them glitchless, so we can just enjoy going through Mushroom Hill 1 at the moment. Taking the top route as always. This is kind of a level, like many in Sonic games, where kind of just head right is the object of the level here. Obviously, this was the first level in the Sonic and Knuckles half, so it was kind of designed to be that way, as a relatively easy level for Sonic and Knuckles players to start the game in, and thus that's why it kind of has that just go right mentality.
Yeah, it's there is an optimal route through this stage, but I can never remember it. And as long as you are going right, you can't go too far wrong.
Nah, it's all good. Oop, this time I jumped there to get a third of it, but it's fine. We're going to use the fire shield just to continue hitting the boss. We don't take damage from fire when we have the fire shield. 6 hits done. The tree's got a little haircut. And now we're going into Act 2. And I picked up the fire shield as well because it makes a jump near the beginning of Mushroom Hill 2 a little bit easier for us. It's possible to do it without, but it just kind of makes it easier. And I'll point out when we get there. So you're going to see us skip the cutscene here. You see we can fast forward cutscenes with Knuckles. Saves us a little bit of time. It's a nice little addition from Sonic 3 Air.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mushroom Hill 2 is another zone that we do entirely glitchless as well.
So the jump's coming up just here. Little fire dash there just ensures that you make it over, and you can carry on along this top path. Jump onto the spring just to skip a little section, and onto this spring, and then the game's going to play itself for about the next 10-15 seconds, which is always nice. We get a little bit of a break in this run. So unlike the classic games where you wait for the time bonus and gives you a bit of a break, because we can skip it and we've got menuing, for example, you don't really get a break in this speed run. It's pretty much non-stop.
Yeah, especially like they are more and more they are letting you fast forward cutscenes, because now with Hidden Palace you can also skip a lot more of fast forward a lot more of that. So just even less of a break.
A particular setup on the boss there to get 6 quits hit, 7 and 8 from myself and Tails. That's the Mushroom Hill boss, 2 boss done, and we're going to go into Flying Battery next. Flying Battery, we're going to see a couple of glitches in quick succession. We're going to start off with a platform clip, and then we're going to go into a partner clip, but I'll explain all of that as we go. So exiting again, skip the cutscene, into Flying Battery. We've got this awesome metal song here from Longest Solo Ever. It sounds incredible. But what we're going to do here on this platform, I'm going to hold left. I'm going to intentionally take damage. I'm going to grab a ring. I'm going to take damage again. I need the iframes. I'm going to spin dash on this platform and jump. And oh, it pushes me into the wall. I can skip a big section of the level that way. I'm going to grab this checkpoint. I'm going to restart to reset all my cycles. And I'm going to use Tails here to do a partner clip. So I just need to jump onto him at the right time. Locks the screen in place. That collision detection pushed me into the wall. Just skipped another section. Now I just need to be careful not to fall out of these tubes, otherwise we die, which would be bad. Onto here, and we're already working our way towards the end of the level. Now when we get to the end of the level, we'll have another bit of a breather, thankfully, because we have Mr. Tickles, our favourite stop hitting yourself the boss. But we're going to enable Slope Glitch again for Flying Battery Act 2. So we effectively set up our glitch for Act 2 in Act 1. Oh, not quite getting the speed I needed through that, so we're just going to miss a cycle, but that's okay.
Yep.
Just head to the top, grab these. Don't miss your jump onto that, otherwise that's very bad.
And I believe this is our last instance of slow glitch in the run.
Oh, that's a good question I've never thought about. I think it might be, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
So Mr. Tickles here, he's going to hit himself 6 times. That's 1. That's 2. And if you ensure you follow, make sure you don't miss any hits or you're not in the wrong place, it's always the same pattern. Left, left, right, left, right, left. So there's number 4. We're about to get number 5 here. And then I need to position Sonic very carefully on the edge here. So I'm going to get him teetering. I'm going to jump. I'm going to stand here. And oh, we're walking in the air. So we have Slope Glitch enabled for Act 2, and we're going to use this to basically skip the entire level up to the boss.
Absolutely. So the way this act is going to start out, it's going to avoid touching any objects, because that will break the Slope Glitch state. So that means he can't touch this spinning elevator thing. the rotating thingy. And you can't touch this spring here, so I've got to use tails to get up these little sections. Then going to just land on the right of the spring over here, and then jump in the corner here over to the left. That's going to put him on top of the level, where he's just going to run across the roof. Okay. And again, got to be very careful to regulate the speed here, because if you go too fast, you do start dropping through the level and will land inside it. Wants to stay up on the roof. There we go. Nice. And you can see those wonderful fluffy clouds in the background.
So fluffy.
That's definitely what they are.
So we're now in the top boss section area, so we're waiting for the platform to come catch us up. Another nice change in Sonic 3 areas, when you get to this area, when it reaches a certain point on its ascent, it will speed up. So you can see it's coming through at lightning speed. And now we're going to fight the Flying Battery 2 boss. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to grab a ring for safety, just because you never know. Just counting down here in my head. Jumping for those extra hits. 1, 2, 3. And that's the Flying Battery 2 boss done. And that's Flying Battery 2 done and out the way.
Very nice.
Oh,
and now we're going to
head.
And now we're going to head into Sandopolis.
My favourite level.
Absolutely. The founder of the Sando Act here.
Here we go. So Sando Act 1. This is a level that's all about cycles. In the classic Sonic 3 and Knuckles, our glitched runners completely skip this level. But here we have to play through it. There's no known glitches in this level at the moment. My favourite level, mainly because of the fact that it's a very technical level. It tests a runner's skill of knowing all of their abilities with Sonic, from the peel out to the drop dash to your jumps. And what you're trying to do is beat the cycles of these moving pillars. These move on 6-second cycles down and up. And every time you effectively miss one, you've basically just cost yourself 6 seconds. So it's a very costly mistake. You can make a minor mistake and miss that by fractions of a second, and you're going to lose 6 seconds. So very tricky level. But yeah, we're just going to play through this one. So while we are, Gambit, if you have any more messages that you'd like to read, feel free. You got about 30 seconds.
No new donations at the moment, but I do want to let everybody know we did hit one of our stretch goals. We did get the $45 needed to add all the DLC monkeys to Ape Escape 2, which is our ending run. So, just in the first day, we've already hit the incentive for the last day's run. I'm very, very excited for that. Still do have one more incentive goal we're trying to reach. It's $40 for the Resident Evil 7 Save Zoe instead of Mia. Again, still got a day and a half to get to that, but love to see that hit as soon as possible.
Nice, thank you very much. So yeah, we've worked our way through the level. We're now dropping into the boss area. The pyramid's going to rise and the Guardian's going to come out. Now, in the original game, you just basically had to wait for him to jump into the sand. Not in Sonic 3 Air. They made a change to it in the summer update last year, whereby when we hit him, he now slides along the floor, which means we have a particular setup for this, where if I get this right, I can get him in the sand in 2 cycles. Let's see if we can do this. So I'm going to intentionally take damage, and as he jumps up, I'm going to hit him, and you see he slides along the floor. If I do this again perfectly, he should land in the sand this time. So again, take damage, hit him in the air. There he does.
Very nicely done.
So we're going to be going for FPR here again, not because it's technically faster to do Sando 1 again, but because Sando 2 has one glitch in particular that is unbelievably hard to do. At least I find it incredibly difficult. So I'm just going to concentrate again, see if we can get this one. Oh, I missed the pause again. Okay, we're doing Sando 2, it's fine. So, Sando 2, there's 3 potential glitches we can do here. The first one's going to be a floor clip that's going to come up shortly, which is going to clip Sonic through the floor, nice and simple. And I'll point that out when we get there. But first off, I need to grab this lightning shield. It's very important for our second glitch, the hardest one, at least what I feel is the hardest one of the game. We're going to release the Sandopolis ghosts. Goodbye, ghosts. And we're just going to skip a little section here. We're going to jump up through the slides. All right. So coming up the top section here, if we land here, jump, oh, platform's in the way, try that again, jump, and then just hold this left wall, we just clip through the floor. Nice and simple. Skips about 20
as we've said, flaws are just suggestions. That is
certainly this game
adage.
Right, need to keep hold of this lightning shield, be careful not to get crushed by these spikes. We're now going to do loop clip. I'm going to concentrate because I do find this one probably the most difficult to pull off.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I was going to try and do is you activate the double jump of the lightning shield at a very specific point where the loop actually clips him into the wall.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're manipulating the path swapper here. We want to land Sonic exactly just like that. Sorry, 2 seconds. I need to concentrate now. Gonna get crushed. Perfect. Yeah, so what we did there was manipulate the path swapper. We landed Sonic exactly where the path swapper is, and in doing so, it means I can just run him straight into the wall. We then do a set of very, very specific movements in there to manipulate Sonic through the wall. And then I'm just going to do a quick partner clip on that block, come down here. The game's in a bit of a weird state now. I need to be very careful not to go too high. And if I do, we'll then get our third glitch, or sorry, our fourth glitch, I suppose, at the end of the level, where the boss is going to be all screwy. So I'm just trying to make sure I stay very, very close to the floor at the moment, until I get up to here where I'll be safe. Cool, we're good. So, just going to run through the rest of the level. So yeah, that obviously happened very, very quickly. But effectively, we clipped into the wall, skipped a section. We then skipped a couple of flags that the game's meant to set as you run through the level. And what that means is for this boss, the ghosts aren't going to disappear. We're going to have Sando appear. Scary red ghost. And the boss is just in this weird state with no shell, so we can just get 8 quick hits. Tails trying to help out. And that's level done, and everything in the background is normal, as you can see.
Completely and totally normal. Nothing to see here.
Oh, one of my favourite ways to end a level, that's for sure. Exit again. We're now in Lava Reef. So Lava Reef, again, we've got a few glitches in this. The first one I'm going to show you is one that you guys can do at home. If you go and download this game, Sonic 3 Air is free. You just need to have Sonic 3 and Knuckles on Steam, which is fairly cheap at the moment. So we're going to come down this section here. I'm going to stand in a specific position just here. I'm going to do a full jump. He's going to go into the ground. I'm going to tap right. It's as simple as that. You jump and you tap right.
There is so much leeway on that glitch. Like, there is, like, two full blocks worth of just where you can actually stand to start that glitch. It's insane.
Yeah, really simple. Like I said, it really is like my first glitch. Anyone, and I truly believe anyone can do that glitch. It really is that simple. You do a full jump and you tap right. Anyway, we're going to carry along here. Second glitch is coming up. We're going to do another platform clip. I'm going to bring this up to a certain height, spin dash under it, and just spin dash through the wall. Because, Mindez, what are walls?
Very much suggestions.
They are very much suggestions indeed. And then the third one in quick succession, we're going to use this lava and our Tails flight assist to clip through the lava into Knuckles' area. So if I stand under here and I just climb onto Tails and keep pushing him up, the lava has no idea what to do with Sonic, so we just kind of clip through it. And now we're in Knuckles' area. We used to have to be very careful here because of something known as the competition mode wrong warp. However, in this latest version, it's been patched, so we no longer have to worry. But Mindez, I'll let you explain what on earth the comp mode warp is, if you like.
Oh, is that actually been patched now? I actually did not realise that. That's funny.
Genuinely
so yeah,
patched.
it used to be that if you spin dashed here, you would have a very, very small chance of just basically soft locking a game and just going to competition mode. But competition mode wasn't properly implemented in Sonic 3 Air, so you just get a black screen with the competition mode music. Which just acted as the competition mode menu.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Anyway,
you may have noticed...
Getting into... sorry.
Oh, sorry, Mindez. I was going to say, you may have noticed as I came down into the boss area just before, the background had disappeared. Weird things were happening. So because we went through Knuckles' area, we definitely weren't supposed to be there. It doesn't trigger a particular flag for locking this boss arena. As a result, after Act 1, I'm going to go back to Act 1's area, grab the checkpoint again, and as you're about to see, so we're in Act 2. I'm going to grab the checkpoint. I'm going to restart from last checkpoint. We're still in Act 2. And oh look, we're just going to do the Act 1 boss again, and this will count as Act 2. So once again, Gambit, you got around about 30 seconds here, so we just repeat the same boss. If you want to deliver any more messages, feel free.
No more donations currently in, but do want to remind you we do have 2 outstanding bid wars for tomorrow. We've got Titanfall 2, Kill or Save the MRVN. Right now, saving the lead at $20 to kill a nun. And then we've had the Ghost of Tsushima, Name the Horse incentive. You've got your choice of Kage, K-A-G-E, Sora, and Nobu. And there's no money towards any of those right now, so if you want to name the horse, that's a freebie. Go ahead and take it.
Definitely go for it. Thank you very much. So that's Act 2 done and out the way. The game considers that Act 2 complete, so we're now in Hidden Palace. So I want you already in chat with your oh no's, because we're going to be seeing Knuckles, and unfortunately Knuckles is going to get a few love taps from Sonic in a second.
Yeah, any members of the Nux crew, you know, might want to just look away for the next 30 seconds or so. Just a little bit of forewarning there.
So, Knuckles in Sonic 3 Air. Oh no! Oops! Knuckles got one in on me.
Oh, don't die to Knuckles! Don't die to Knuckles!
There we go, we're safe.
Oh yeah.
So Knuckles has been beefed up in Sonic 3 Air. He's not as easy as he was in the original, and it does catch a lot of runners out. Something brand new in the latest update. This update only came out a week ago. We can now fast forward this entire cutscene. It's about 40 seconds of free time save for us these days, which is wonderful. And we're very, very thankful for it.
Yeah, every single update to this game seems to make the speedrun slightly faster. Like from adding the faster kill on the Sando boss to, you know, fewer hits on the Lava Reef 2 boss to just be able to fast forward from Palace. You know, we're getting a lot of really nice quality of life upgrades that make the run so much nicer to run. And it's a great, like, beginner friendly run. So if anybody's interested in running a Sonic game, this is the one I would recommend as one to learn.
So, a little
so this is Sky Sanctuary, and in Sky Sanctuary we're going to do a lot of Tails management. We want to basically control when Tails falls off the bottom of the screen, so that we can control when he respawns to try and respawn him when we need him. So we can see we need HUD made Tails land there so that Tails would stay slightly longer, and Tails should respawn basically now.
There we go.
Exactly when you need him.
Oh, just in time.
Yeah,
this is a vertical level Sky Sanctuary. Rather than go from left to right, we're trying to get from bottom to top. And because we have this Tails flight assist in Sonic 3 Air, we can pretty much skip most of the level. And two of the bosses, the homages to the Green Hill the Green Hill boss from Sonic 1 and the Metro boss from Sonic 2. Oh, nearly missed that. Okay, I'm going to take the laser for safety because I messed that up a little bit. Yeah, we basically skipped both of those bosses because we got Tails. Sonic, if you could spin dash, please, that'd be great. Thank you very much. Just going to stand up the spot.
Suffice to say, the Tails fly assist that was added kind of breaks this level a little bit, but we're okay with that.
So here we are, the final boss. We've got Mecha. I'm going to intentionally take damage. I want to lose my lightning shield because I want the insta shield for him. Get 5 hits to begin with. We want some good RNG. We want him to be facing us. That's lovely. Exactly what we want. When we're Sonic, we want him to face us so he doesn't zoom backwards and cause us any problems. So that's Sky Sanctuary over and done with. We have 1 level, 2 acts to go. Death Egg.
Yep, and Death Egg is another one where we're going to get the frame perfect reset. We're going to try and get the frame perfect reset at the end of it.
Try definitely being the optimum word there. So I was going to say, this is one of the major changes to Sonic 3 Air in terms of level layouts. They have made some changes to the level layouts in Sonic 3 Air, mainly to remove some trolley spikes and some really awful springs. But one of the things they did here in Death Egg 1 is open up this path for Sonic. This path is actually Tails' path, and it's had a little bit of a overhaul. But the most important thing is Sonic can now take it. So there's a little area coming up in just a second, where in the original, just here, you'd fall to your death, but they put a spring there so you can take it. Really nice. Skips about 40 seconds of gameplay. It means we also go through the gravity room here. Generally, the level flows much, much nicer for Sonic now if you take that route. So a really nice welcome change to the game.
Yeah, definitely. So some of the levels do have slightly different changed layouts, but this is definitely the most noticeable, I think.
Yeah. So just continuing up the top. Right. I'm going to grab the checkpoint for safety on this one. I wouldn't normally do this in a run, but just because if I do go for FPR and we happen to be a frame early, it will send us back into the level, and I'd rather be right here before the boss than halfway back through the level. So here we are with the Red Eye. I'm going to manipulate him to hit Tails, just keep Tails out of my way, and use the lightning shield to get on top. I need to try and avoid all these spikes now to try and get 8 quick hits. Oh, lovely.
Oh, very nice.
And then we've got the second part with the platforms. Again, a little manipulation, standing on the left, jumping onto the platform, and now I've got to try and control these platforms so they don't hit Sonic. Little balancing act. Lovely. And now we're going to go for FPR again, so I'm just going to concentrate, and hopefully we can get this one. Yeah, that's the one.
Very nice.
That's the one.
So that frame perfect reset saves around about like 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's about 2.5.
It lets you basically skip the entire last zone of the game. So we're just going to do Death Egg 1 again, and that's going to be the end of the timing of the speed run.
Yeah. So, yeah, effectively, we're going to run Death Egg 1 again. The timer will end after we've done Red Eye once more at the end of time bonus. So I'll give our lovely host and tech a little heads up on that when that's coming up. But yeah, we're just going to run Death Egg 1 again, avoiding all the spikes and everything. But yeah, that is the one that is the most important FPR in the run, because it saves so much time. Like I said, as Mindez said, 2 to 2.5 minutes roughly. It's really, really important to get that one, and obviously it's the last potential opportunity to do it. So, you know, yeah, we're going fairly well so far. So back up the top again, through the onion rings, up to the top section, jump over the little gravity orb, and then we're going to do red eye once more.
Yeah, absolutely. The frame perfect reset does somewhat ironically make red eye the final boss of the game, which I always find kind of poetic.
Oh, right in the middle, just where I don't want one. Fine.
Right, so last stage of red eye now.
Just manipulating these platforms, trying to get in the middle. Oh, not quite all of them. A few more, I think, to go. Beautiful. So, time is going to be coming up when time bonus completes. I'll try and count this down as best I can. 3, 2, 1, time. And as you can see, that's how the game ends. It's a bit anticlimactic. If I exit, you will see that the game file is clear, and that's the end of the run. Now, I believe we've come in around about 6.5 minutes under estimate, I believe. Now, I did check this beforehand with our host and with our techs. I have a bad habit of dying when I do this in marathons, but we are going to go for the real ending, so you guys get to experience the true ending of this. So, I'm just going to go into the extras here, into level select. And we're going to go into Doomsday 2. So we're going to do the final boss, but I have to do this with no rings. As I said, I have a bit of a habit in marathons of trying to do this and show it off and dying. So yeah, fingers crossed this doesn't happen.
Hud just really wants everyone to experience the final boss, you know, twice. I've got to say, I think I speak for all of us when I say, you know, I don't think we necessarily need that experience today. So yeah. Hopefully everything will go well.
Fingers crossed. So, the first stage of the final boss is Fingers. Each finger requires 3 hits, 3 times 6 for 18 hits. Second stage, Laser. This one I'm going to be very careful with because I have no ring. So we're going to bump him on the nose. Tails are going to get hit. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to jump over the laser. And Tails, why are you up there? Oh, Tails, why? Every time. It's like a requirement in a marathon for me to die to this boss at least once.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tails is just a force for chaos. That's why we love him.
Every time. Okay, we'll go again. It's fine. We've got plenty of time for this. So, going again for the finger stage. We're trying to get a 3 cycle here, so I'm trying to manipulate Tails into helping me with this. 3 cycles. Nice. But yes, the tradition does indeed continue of me always dying to this boss at least once in a marathon run. Right, there we go. Right, avoid the fire.
Avoid Tails randomly flying.
If we can help it.
One more hit.
But we do get this awesome music from Longest Solo Ever, this lovely guitar cover. And now we're on to the final section of this, where Robotnik's going to try and escape with the Master Emerald. We're going to get 1 hit, 2 hits, Tails is going to get 3, we're going to get 4 and 5. And then we've got 3 hits to go. So 1 and 2 from myself and Tails, and then 1 final hit. And that is going to be the end of the game again. The true ending of the game. We're going to see the Master Emerald and Sonic fall from space. Going to get picked up by the plane. And we're going to hear this lovely outro. We've got Starlight, and we got a little surprise coming for you during these credits as well. But that is Sonic 3 Air, Sonic and Tails Glitched for you all. I hope you enjoyed that run. Mindez, did you enjoy that?
That was a fantastic run. I really enjoyed that.
Fantastic. So yeah, Mindez, do you have any final words you'd like to say at all?
Yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to the Sonic 3 Air community. Always very welcoming, and you know, as I say, this is a fantastic game to run if you are looking to run a Sonic game. It's very beginner friendly, and big shout out to Big Chungus, who sends his regards.
Love Big Chungus. I've got a few shout outs as well, just to quickly plug. So apologies, this goes on a bit, but we get to hear the music. So yeah, first off, Mindez, I just want to say a huge thank you for you coming along and doing commentary today. It's always wonderful working with you, and
it has been a pleasure.
I love when you come and commentate with me, so thank you so much. I want to give a huge shout out to the Sonic 3 Air speedrunning community. It was where I got started with streaming and with speedrunning. My fellow moderators there, Ben in Sweden, Nacho, and Elite, you know, we all work really hard together to try and build that community. If you're interested in speedrunning this game, please come join us in that Discord and come and learn it. We've got tons of resources for you out there. You'll find the link to the Discord on speedrun.com/s3air. I also want to give a huge shout out as well to the Sonic 3 Air community, not the Speedrunner one, but the Sonic 3 Air one, including Eukaryote, the actual creator of this game, who does a wonderful job on this, and we're really, really honoured and pleased that it continues to be worked on, and we keep getting lots of new stuff. As I said at the beginning, thanks to longest solo ever, Dean DeMarzo, for letting me use his incredible music. You're hearing him now singing City Escape. It's wonderful. And a couple of plugs for you as well. Sonic's Birthday Blast. The Sonic Speedrun community are hosting a marathon in around about a month's time, 12th to 13th of June. If you want to see more Sonic speedrunning action, make sure you check that out. And we're also, my Zaxxon and friends, part of the staff I am on, are doing a Sonic 3D and 2D tournament the 19th and 20th of June. And one final plug from me. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and you love watching me, why not come along and see me do this on Twitch? Come and drop me a follow on twitch.tv/Hud601. It'd be lovely to see you guys there if you wanted to. But yeah, other than that, that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. And Gambit, I'm going to hand things back to you.
I got one last donation before I send us back to the intermission. I did get a $20 donation from Lacus that says, "Woo, HUDs!" So wanted you to hear that one before we head off.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks, Lacus.
So this was such an amazing run to watch. Thank you so much. We're going to toss the intermission, and we'll be back with our last game of today, which is going to be Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, All Stages Sonic.
Got to live and learn.